Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be showing you how you can import a video like the one you're seeing now into Horizon so you guys can use it as a billboard or an ad. So first we're going to go into LumaFusion. It's a video editing app, and I'm just making my short little video here that I'm going to be using for a billboard. Now in the settings, you can choose your frame rate. I recommend choosing around 8 for the frame rate. Only because the website that we're going to use doesn't allow files bigger than 20 megabytes. So now we're exporting our video to our photos. Now we're going to open up our Google Drive, and then we're going to download or upload our video we just made. Okay, so it looks like our file's fully uploaded. Now we're going to download it from our Google Drive. Alright, so now you want to go to extractgif.imageonline.co on your web browser. And then we're going to use this website to extract our video. So you're going to go ahead and grab our video from our download files. And then it's automatically going to start uploading and getting all our frames. Now we're just going to press extract. This is going to take a couple seconds. Okay, now it gave us all our frames, and it also numbered them for us. So we got 1, 2, 3, and goes all the way up to 30. So we got 30 frames. So now we're just going to download the zip file, open up that zip folder. We're going to extract it. Right, choose your destination. We're going to open up the folder, and as you can see, we have all our frames here, and they're all in order. So one thing you have to pay attention to is, I'm not sure why it does this, but it'll start from 1, 2, and then it'll go from 13, 24. So just make sure you upload them in that order. So now we're going to go to Blender, and to make this process easier, you can do this with a single cube and just import every image in one single cube, but that's going to take you longer. So I would recommend getting about 10 cubes, duplicating them, and then we're just going to export this into an XBX file. Make sure you select all objects. No bake animation, and now you can choose your folder where you want to download this to. Alright, make sure you rename. So we're going to name this 10 cubes. Now we're going to export. Now we can open up our Substance Painter. And we're going to bring in our images. So we're going to open up our file, and then we're going to grab the first 10. We're going to open. Then we're going to get them here, and then we're going to switch them to undefined, from undefined to texture. Do that for all the file images. And we're going to import to current session. Okay, we got our textures in, so now we're going to import our FVX file. So we'll look for our 10 cubes, import that in. Alright, so now we got our 10 cubes here. Just make sure that's cube number 1. Now we're going to add a fill layer. Go into the properties. And we want to turn the roughness all the way up, so we don't get no shininess on our cubes. And we're not going to need any metalness to this, so we can turn that off. Alright, so now we can get our first image. We're just going to drag and drop and then choose base color. And now we're going to get our image, and we're just going to adjust it so it covers the full surface of our cube. Now what I'm doing is just making sure all the corners are covered. And the image is well proportional in there. So now we're going to do this same process for the rest of our cubes here. So now we're going to do our number 2 cube. And then we're also going to do the same process for number 3 cube, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to fast forward the video. Okay, so we got all our images on our cubes. Now we're going to export our mesh model. So create a folder, new folder, and we'll change the name 10 cubes or 10C for this one. We'll export. Now we're going to export our textures. Choose our file. We want to export these. Alright, select folder, and then we're going to choose our horizon, base roughness, single texture, and then we're going to export. Now let's go to our Horizon Creator website, and we're going to import all of our files here. Press open, import. Go, and then just wait for that to clear. Now we're going to do the same process for all of our other frames, and then once you're all done, we're going to get all our frames here, and then you can label them. I'm going to label this one 1 through 10. So I got 1 through 10, 11 through 20, and 21 through 30. So we got all our frames. Now let's go under Horizon. And we're going to pull out our first frames, which is 1 through 10. So let's pull this out. As you can see here, we have our cubes, our frames 1 through 10. Now let's get our 11 through 20. Drop it down on the next section. So we got 11 through 20 there. Now let's get our 21 through 30. Awesome. So we got all our 30 frames here that we're going to be using for this video billboard. Now for the script, we're going to go into the script, and we're just going to start off with when the world is started. We're going to set our first frame, which is variable 1, visibility, to true. And if you check here, I already pre-made all my variables here. So I got 30 cubes, so I got variables 1 through 30. On my script. So you guys are going to have to make these variables depending on how many frames you have. So for this demo, I have only 30 frames, so we made 30 variables, and we also made a speed variable. That way you can go into the properties and change the speed to your video once it's done. After we set visibility to true for our first frame, we're going to send an event to self, and that event's going to be our number 2 event, which means our second frame, and then we're with after whatever customized speed you set it to. So after that gets sent, when it's received, we're just going to set visibility to our number 1 frame. Now I already pre-made these events, and I labeled them all the way from 1 all the way to, so we're going to need 30 of these, so I went ahead and made 30 of those events. So when 2 event is received, we're going to set visibility to our number 1 frame to false, and then we're going to set visibility to our number 2 frame to true. And then we're going to go ahead and send an event after that, and we're going to send event number 3 to self after whatever custom time you put on there. And we're just going to do the same process for all of our frames here. So we have 30 frames, so we're going to have to do the same process. You can just grab and copy the same event, and you can just go in and change when 4 is received, and then just change up the variables as you go. So we'll set visibility to true to false, and then set visibility to our number 4 frame to true, and then we're going to send our event number 5 now to self after our set seconds. And we can just grab and copy that same thing, and we're just going to switch our variables here. I'll drop 4 here. So when event 5 is received, we're going to set visibility to our number 4 variable to true or to false, and then so on and so forth. And then we're going to do this until we have 30 of these on our script. So now let me go ahead and do 30 of these, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I got all my events here. So I got 30 events here. So we got all the way down to 30. So for the last one, guys, we're gonna do our last one. So 30, set visibility to 30 to true, and then for our last event, we're gonna send event number 1 again to self, and we're gonna say when 1 is received, when one event is received, we're going to set um, our visibility for our number 30 variable or frame to false. And then we're going to set our variable number 1 or frame number 1 visibility to true. And that's going to start our loop. So we're going to send our event number 2 to self, and that's going to set off our loop, and it's going to cause our video to just keep looping. Alright, so we're going to attach this to our trigger here. And now, as you can see here, we got all our variables all the way up to 30. So now all we have to do is grab our number 1 cube here, and we're going to attach it to our number 1 variable reference. So we're going to grab cube number 1, we're attach it to reference number 1, close that up, and then we're going to do our cube number 2, attach that to our reference number 2, and so on and so forth. And now I'm going to fast forward this video, and we're going to do this to all of our cubes until we get to all 30 of them. Alright, so I got all 30 of my cubes attached to our references on our trigger. So now, really important, guys, make sure that we set collidability to all of these objects to off. Now once we do that, we're going to turn on our, make sure you turn on your snap tool. And then we're just going to grab each cube and we're just going to snap all of them together. And I'm going to fast forward the video. Awesome, so we got all our 30 cubes snapped together. Just make sure everything's nice and even. So we're going to grab the whole group and we're just going to stretch it out a little bit so we can stretch out that picture so it's well proportioned on our billboard. And I think I want it around this size. This size looks good. And we're going to squeeze it down real thin. Alright, now we're going to open up our properties for all 30 of our objects, and we want to set the visibility to all our objects to off. Alright. Now let me just set this down so you can get a better view of it. Bring these down too. Awesome. So I think we're done with this. So now we're going to restart the world. And we're going to press play. And let's see what we got here. Awesome. So it looks like we got all our frames placed correctly. I don't see any jumps. Everything looks like it's running smooth. I think I might change the speed to it a little bit. It looks like it's going a little too fast for me, so I'm just going to slow it down a little bit. So we can go to our speed variable here that we made, and I'll switch that to 0.05. There you go. I think I like that better. And there you go, guys. You got a nice smooth transition between images. Super clean, and now you guys can use this as a billboard or whatever you guys want to do with it, ads, videos for your worlds. I hope this helped, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with this. See y'all. Thanks. See you on the horizon.